Weird News Weekly with Ben and Reid.
It is that time once again. Time for another episode of Weird News Weekly. My name is Ben Rogers. This guy's name is Reid Marnie. How's it going, Reid?
Ben, I'm going pretty well. Good to be speaking with you. How's your week been over the past 7 days?
Yeah, pretty good. And we're recording this on a Saturday afternoon this week instead of a Thursday night like we usually do because Reid was just a bit too busy playing Super Mario Run on Thursday night, so he just ditched me.
I've become so addicted to it. I've forgotten about the outside world. I don't care about the outside world. It's all about Mario Run. I love it.
I was just like, Reid, we need to do a podcast. And he's just like, yeah, but Ben, I'm going for a high score here on Super Mario Run. Just give me some time. We'll see how I go. Next thing, 10 o'clock rolls around. And I'm just like, dude, it's too late now. I can't even think anymore.
It's going to be happening quite a lot, so we might have to really schedule these podcast sessions late at night.
Around your Super Mario Run schedule.
Pretty much.
As far as weird news is concerned for this week, Apple is in the news once again, this time concerning one of their new products that they had kind of delayed for a little while, and it seemed like they were delaying it even further this week, but then in a complete 180, they've said, hey, guess what guys, now it's available just in time for Christmas. Oh, how amazing. Well done, Apple. We'll tell you more details about that soon though. As well as that, a big thing around Christmas time is the whole nativity scene that you see set up out the front of churches, just set up on people's mantelpieces, things like that. This one though is a little bit different. This one is an updated version of the nativity scene for what it would be like if Jesus was born in 2016, a hipster nativity scene. And I'll tell you what's involved in that whole thing up soon. What about you, Reid? What do you got?
Well, continuing with the Christmas theme, Starbucks in America have launched a Christmas-themed drink. And it's a dessert that has had at many Christmas lunches and gatherings, and Starbucks have put it inside a drink. And a lot of people are saying, nah, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to drink it. Doesn't look appetizing at all. And I can probably understand why. I've had to look through the ingredients. Yeah, I don't know why people would bother having that one. And also, my final story, Google have released their most popular searches for 2016, including diets, booze, and dishes. So we'll find out what people have been drinking and eating throughout the year of 2016.
Fantastic. Well, if you want to follow along with the show, you can do so, of course, at our Twitter account, at Weird News Weekly on Twitter. You can find all our source stories right there and read through all the extra stuff that we might not cover in the show. As well as that, to listen to the show and watch the show as well, iTunes, Stitcher, and Soundcloud. Rate, review, and subscribe on those platforms. Also to see our smiling faces on YouTube, just search Weird News Weekly on there and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see the shows in video form each and every week. But of course, we need to jump into the weird news of the week. We'll start things off with this whole Apple situation, Reid. They've made news headlines once again for their brand new wireless headphones that are supposed to go along with the release of the iPhone 7. And they got delayed for quite some time. It seemed like it was going to be forever until we're actually going to get these headphones. And this week, they'd said earlier in the week that, hey, there's going to be more delays. Sorry, we're doing more testing, trying to get these whole things right. So unfortunately, they're not going to be available for Christmas, most likely. And then, all of a sudden, 2 days later, in a complete 180, in what they dubbed a Christmas miracle, yes, a Christmas miracle, the AirPods are now available for Christmas because they got their tests right. Well done,
Wow.
Apple.
Good timing. Jeez.
It's just amazing how, like, you look at it and you're just like, I think this might have been a bit of a publicity stunt so that people will go, oh my goodness, they're available, quick, give them my money.
We're talking about Apple. I mean, surely they don't need to go to these sort of extremes to release a product. I mean, usually anything iPhone related they release, it sells.
But
so
then again,
they don't do this sort of things, you think?
I guess over the past couple of months, they'd gotten themselves a bit of a bad name with all these glitches that were happening with the updates of the iPhone and all that kind of stuff. People just weren't happy with the iPhone 7 in general once it was released. So having a delay on the AirPods, the one thing that everyone was excited about that was going to go along with this whole iPhone 7 situation, delaying it for so long, people were getting even more and more disgruntled with this whole thing. And to kind of fool people into thinking, hey, not going to be available for Christmas, and then all of a sudden going, hey guys, it's a Christmas miracle. Guess what? They're going to be available now. Everyone's going to jump at it like crazy and buy even more of these probably than anticipated.
Look, on the plus side, they don't have a phone which will catch on fire at random times, so they can
Exactly.
always use that as their tagline to promote any product. But have you seen the images of these earpods? Because they are the weirdest looking things I have ever seen.
Well, it's kind of strange because they've got like, they look like the normal iPhone headphones that you would have gotten previously, just without the cable that connects the two of them together and then into your iPhone via the headphone jack. So I don't really, get the appeal of these because they're kind of strange, really.
I've seen promotional images of these, and I just can't imagine walking past someone and looking at them and thinking, yeah, that looks totally normal. That's totally fine. They look really freaky. I don't know why they would do it, but they look bizarre.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things where you'll just be walking down the street, like down Mirrable Street here in Geelong, for example, and you're just like, oh yeah, there's someone's left ear pod. Yep, no worries. They've obviously dropped that one out of their ear and didn't notice while they were talking to someone. Cool, moving on.
Does one work without the other, or do you need both to work properly?
I don't know. We might have to look into that because if that's the case, then I'm sure people will just be picking them up left, right and centre and syncing them to their phones.
Yeah. I'm sure they will. So maybe there's a little fault that they might have. Who knows?
Or even maybe buying a dual set of the two headphones and then splitting it with their friends and saying, hey, I only need one to make wireless calls, so you can have this one and I'll have the other one.
Possibly. So who knows? Time will tell with the earpod.
So, apparently they're available via the Apple website right throughout this week now, and they're shipping them out to retailers like QuickSmart so they can get more sales on these. So obviously here in Australia, they'll be getting shipped out to places like JB Hi-Fi, Maya, all those places that are real big Apple resellers around the country. And I'm guessing that a lot of people are going to be lining up for these pretty quick to make sure they get something in time for Christmas before everyone else.
I don't think I'll be ordering any of these because I'm not sure if they work with just the iPhone 7 or previous models, but I can't see myself rushing out to get myself a pair of these crazy, weird-looking things.
Well, when you look at it, from my perspective anyway, you look at these headphones, they're wireless headphones, and they're basically the sound capability that the Apple headphones do have, that we have now, pretty much. They haven't improved the sound quality of them as far as I know, at all. So in retrospect, they're really not very good headphones, to be honest. So you could go to somewhere like JB Hi-Fi, for example, and get yourself a better pair of Bluetooth headphones that still sync up with your iPhone anyway, and probably be better off spending on those rather than the Apple ones.
Because I'm thinking with the product, there's not a lot out there like it in terms of the look of them, the feel of them, the style of them. Surely they're in a market of their own, so that would be there would be people who would be absolutely panicking to get these. But I'm of the belief that they're not going to be a big seller. I don't know. That's just me. I just can't see them selling well.
And I think the problem that they've kind of stumbled upon here is that these, like we've just spoken about, will be a big thing that people tend to lose and misplace because they're two tiny little earbud headphones that aren't joined together in any way to keep them safe somewhere. You literally have to look after two little pieces of technology at once and make sure you're not losing them. So many people are just going to find them buried in the bottom of their bag after they've brought a new pair thinking they've lost them. And, they're going to be spending so much money on these headphones over and over and over again.
Mate, they're going to be like socks. I'm always finding one of my socks and not the other. So it's going to be exactly like that. I'm always misplacing one of my socks. It'll be like this. I'll be misplacing my left or my right headphone.
And regarding the whole price point for the whole thing, like we've said, actually going to a place like JB Hi-Fi, Harvey Norman, whatever, and getting some Bluetooth headphones, syncing them to your iPhone, you'd be better off doing something like that in comparison to what the Apple AirPods are offering you here, because a pair of these will set you back $229 Australian.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Jeez, I had no idea that much.
$229? Wireless headphone technology, earbud headphone technology from Apple, $229. You could get an absolutely stellar pair of Bluetooth headphones from one of the technology retailers now that would be so much better than these.
I think the standard Apple earbuds at the moment, they're only $40.
Yeah.
So that's a massive price jump from $40 to $200+ for a pair of these things. That's crazy.
But then
it's a
I guess
massive price jump.
if you look at the things that Apple have been launching over the past couple of years, there has been a massive price jump in a lot of these things. Like the Apple TV, for example, you could get the previous Apple TV and hook it up to your TV and have it all ready to go for $99. Now, if you want the top of the range Apple TV, it'll cost you about $350.
Jeez.
So,
oh my goodness.
And in comparison, like, you know, there's a bit more storage space on there and there's a bit more interactivity that you can have with the whole system itself. But it's really not all that much different to the previous one that still costs $99.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just pass for me. Like, I'm just not even going to bother with these. Even if I do get a new iPhone in years to come, whatever, pass. I prefer having the old cord around the headphone and give me that any day of the week. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, if you want a pair of these iPhone headphones, of course, they're going to cost you $229, available right now from the Apple website, and I'm sure plenty of other retailers are getting these in right now. And if you want to check out the source articles for this story right here with this whole Apple 180, them saying that at the start of the week, not going to be available, all of a sudden, yes, now they are available. Check out our social media at Weird News Weekly on Twitter. You'll find all the details that you need right there. But Reid, we move on to another just in time for Christmas story with Starbucks and their coffee cups for 2016.
Yeah, now last year they were a bit controversial with their cups because every year, for those who don't know, Starbucks release these limited edition coffee cups, and they've always got a little bit of a design on them. They're usually red in colour, and they've got some weird and wacky Christmas-themed designs, and they're always a bit of a talking point, and I think Starbucks do that on purpose, so that sort of brings in people to buy coffee in order to get the cup. Well, last year they didn't do any of that. They just released a red cup with the Starbucks logo on it, and that was it. Oh. And we spoke about it on our program last year, and it was no one was happy and no one was liking it. Starbucks, I think they even apologised for it, so they sort of learned their lesson. Well, fast forward to 2016, they've got a new product now. It's not necessarily a cup, but it's what's inside the cup that a lot of people aren't too happy with. Okay. They've released a Christmas-themed drink. Right. Now, going on the lines of Christmas and all the kinds of weird and wacky, things we have at Christmas, what do you reckon they've made into a drink?
It depends on if we're going with an Australian theme here or an American theme. If it's an Australian theme, I could see them going down the lines of like a Pavlova coffee that's just like some really sugary, creamy coffee or something like that. But I don't know, is it American or Australian that we're talking here?
No, we're talking about the American one. I think they actually came to Australia, Starbucks, a couple of years ago. It failed miserably. They've only got a handful of stores now in Australia. But no, the product they've released is called the Fruitcake Frappuccino.
Oh, that yeah, no.
Even the name sounds like it's a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
What's inside the drink is more than a mouthful. Now, I don't know about you at your Christmas lunch or when you're having Christmas, even in gatherings and the like in the lead up to the big day. Fruitcake, is that one of the desserts that is one of the most popular desserts on the tables? Because I can't imagine this is a popular dessert, fruitcake.
I can honestly say every year when the fruitcake comes out, I avoid it like the plague. Everyone seems to be loving it. They get the fruitcake and the warm custard and everything going on, and I'm just like, oh no, that just doesn't look good at all.
I'm all for the custard. The custard is the best thing, but the fruitcake, not so much. I mean, it's quite a filling dessert. There's all kinds of stuff in it. Well, for whatever reason, Starbucks have released the Fruitcake Frappuccino, and this is what will be inside it. It's got liquefied cake, which is a bit weird. Now, what that does, that consists of a hazelnut cream Frappuccino with blended dried fruit, spiced with cinnamon, topped with whipped cream and caramel, and sprinkled with matcha. Now, I had to look up what matcha was. It's like a product or a powder of processed green tea.
Yeah.
And I've had a look at images of it, which I'll post on our Twitter account for people to have a look at. It looks horrible. I mean, it's got all those ingredients. There was cinnamon, there was whipped cream, there was caramel, matcha, a frappuccino, hazelnut cream. There's too much going on inside the drink. I mean, surely you'd have one of those and you'd be feeling a little bit sick because you're not really used to the drink. We sort of develop our taste buds to food and drinks we've had over the years. this just smells to me like you'd have one and you'd be throwing up constantly afterwards.
So is there any kind of fruit in this at all, considering it's a fruitcake frappuccino?
They've only got blended fruit.
Okay, so
blended dried fruit.
Oh, so it'd be like the sultanas and the glacé cherries and all that kind of stuff, apricots, things like that would be not good, not good at all.
I know. I don't know what they were thinking, because this is usually they're pretty good with the kind of drinks they release. They're very popular. Their coffee is pretty good. They have all kinds of other special themed drinks as well, like their pumpkin spice latte. To me, that doesn't sound too appetizing, but apparently it's a massive seller, so good on them. But I just cannot for the life of me understand, first of all, how they would come up with the conclusion of fruitcake as a drink. I mean, there's plenty of other Christmas desserts they could have produced into a drink, but for whatever reason, they've come up with fruitcake.
Right. Well, let's think of the other holidays of the year. And, like the foods that go along with those holidays. I'm guessing, considering we're going along with an American theme here, right? We're thinking like, I don't know, Thanksgiving, for example, is another big holiday over in the States. Are they going to do some like turkey gravy coffee over there or something because of this or something?
Could you imagine having a liquid turkey? I don't know. I've also thought of some of their other celebrations they have over there, and even here in Australia, I guess. Easter.
Yep.
Even though we only have chocolate Easter eggs, I guess you could probably make some sort of Christmas drink out of that.
Sunday roast.
So maybe. Ooh, hello.
Sunday roast frappuccino.
What about a birthday, though? I mean, what's a birthday cake into the form of a drink? That could work.
They do some kind of fairy floss kind of thing there, I reckon, for sure.
Oh, yeah, that'd totally work. But fruitcake, and as you said, there's no custard in the fruitcake. I mean, that's a pivotal ingredient in fruitcake, and there's no custard. What are they thinking?
Yeah.
No custard in the fruit.
It seems like that they've just gone down the completely wrong road to make this whole thing work, and they've taken away the best bits of what people consider fruitcake to be, and they've just gone, okay, just no, we're going to stay away from those things completely. Because if you had like a creamy custard kind of flavored coffee with like the spice mix that goes into a fruitcake, for example, and it was a vanilla spice kind of frappuccino thing, fruitcake inspired, that kind of thing probably would have been fine. But considering this has actually got blended cake and blended fruit and stuff in it with no signs of like a vanilla custard type of flavour or anything there whatsoever, it just seems very odd.
Especially the green tea. I mean, what does green tea have to do with fruitcake?
Yeah.
That's a foreign ingredient. It's got no place in fruitcake. So I don't know how they've come up with that. There's too much ingredients and there's too much stuff going on inside the drink. I mean, you'd be looking at it thinking it's either a work of art or it's just laziness. They're just trying to get rid of all these ingredients, make it into a fruitcake drink. It'll sell. No, it looks horrible. The photos look horrible.
Okay, is there any kind of news about some of the weirder drinks that they've done in the past? Because I've never heard of Starbucks doing any overly crazy left of center things until this one here. Like the pumpkin spice latte was a bit of a different one, but at the same time people were trying that and liking it. But this one, it seems like it's not getting good reviews across the board at all.
I've saved that into my phone for a Google search for later on because I want to know what weird drinks they have. I mean, the whole pumpkin spice latte thing has always seemed a bit weird to me, but apparently people love it. So who knows? But for me, they might make weird other drinks as well. So I'm going to look at that later on, and I'm going to post the link on our Twitter account. Weird drinks Starbucks have made.
If you want to read more about these ingredients and the weirdness that goes along with the fruitcake frappuccino now available at Starbucks, check out our Twitter account at Weird News Weekly on Twitter. You'll find our source article right there so you can read all about this weird thing that they've got going on. But Reid, we move on to yet another Christmas story, considering, we're coming up to Christmas, so it seems fitting. This one is all about the nativity scene. Now, this is a very popular thing that's on display in many different places places across Christmas. It's out the front of churches. It's in shopping malls. It's on your mantelpiece if you have one sitting there at home at your house, whatever. This one, though, is a little bit different. This nativity scene depicts the birth of Jesus in 2016. It's known as the hipster nativity set, and it's now available for you to buy online and put on the mantelpiece in your house.
Oh, okay. What's in it?
So for $130, this nativity set brings the biblical Christmas scene into the 21st century as Joseph and Mary take selfies with the newborn baby Jesus in a stable with a solar-powered roof, whilst the three wise men are on Segways bearing packages from Amazon, not gold, frankincense, and myrrh. No, they got 3 packages from Amazon in their hand. And the shepherd is looking at his cell phone, just kind of, scrolling through his Facebook page, just thinking, oh, what's going on here? Well, there's, a baby that's just been born over there. So, as well as that, though, it does come with a couple of animals that are drinking at a water trough here. So you've got the water trough there. There's a little sheep on the side. He's kind of got like a Christmas coat over the top of him, which is, a little bit of a cute addition for the sheep right there. But there's also a cow that's drinking out of the trough as well. Now, this cow has actually got a white branding mark on its backside.
Oh.
Now, you might be thinking, why would it have a branding mark there? But in true hipster form, if you look very closely at this branding mark, it says 100% organic.
Boom.
So we've got basically everything that you need right here. We've got people taking selfies with a newborn baby, solar-powered powered roof here on the stable. You've got wise men on Segways with sunglasses and beanies on. One's even got suspenders, like connecting to his jeans to keep his jeans up. And they've all got the packages from Amazon there and all that kind of stuff. Is there anything that you can think of that might be missing from a nativity set like this, if it's a hipster nativity set?
Kale,
yeah.
Kale. Hipsters love kale. Where's the kale?
Instead of a bale of hay, just a bale of kale.
Absolutely. So no kale. That's weird.
Well,
it's kale.
I kind of think, considering we were just talking about Starbucks, where's the Starbucks coffee cup?
Yeah, or one of the things hipsters love is the cold drip coffee. That's a very hipster thing. Where's that?
Actually, it's funny that I've just said that. Now that I'm looking even closer, it does seem like the one that's the figure that is depicting Mary in this whole nativity set. It does actually look like she has a coffee cup in her other hand. She's doing the peace sign in one hand to the selfie that's happening, and it looks like she's got a coffee cup in the other hand as well.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's brilliant.
Now,
that's brilliant.
One thing that seems ever so slightly outdated with this for me, though, is the fact that the three wise men are on Segways. Now, since the Segway has been released, we've had a whole heap of other different things that have come out and have been a little bit more entrenched in pop culture kind of stuff, like those hoverboards, for example. I would have almost thought that the three wise men would have been standing there on hoverboards.
Surely, I mean, who'd have thought we'd be talking about these actually being actual products, but this is a very hipster thing, so no hoverboards at all. Very disappointing.
Now, just taking a closer look at the three wise men here, two of them have three-quarter skinny leg jeans on, and the other one has kind of skinny leg jean shorts on. One of them is wearing kind of, those suit vests that you have like a three-piece suit and you've got the jacket, the pants, and then you've got the vest that goes underneath. He's wearing the vest over the top of a T-shirt and he's got a big blue scarf around his neck and a red beanie on his head and he's got the typical Ray-Ban sunglasses on. One of the other guys, the other wise man, has a button-up white shirt with a bow tie and suspenders connecting to his skinny leg three-quarter jeans, and he's also wearing a bowler hat. You know those brimmed bowler hats? And he's wearing sunglasses and he has one of those curly mustaches.
It's got to have the facial hair.
And then you've got the other wise man who is the token black guy of the situation, I'm guessing, and he's wearing a knitted yellow pullover jumper, so over his collared shirt. So everything's fitting perfectly here, it seems.
Oh, very nice. So they have gone to a bit of attention to detail with some of those things, but they've perhaps missed out on a few key hipster items as well. So I like it. It's very good.
The one thing that kind of concerns me about this, though, obviously the cow has the branding mark of 100% organic. But at the same time, I'd have to say probably a lot of, if not most hipsters, have gone vegan these days. So they wouldn't care less if that cow is 100% organic. They're not eating it at all.
They're not going anywhere near it. They're not patting it. They're not wishing it a Merry Christmas. They're just avoiding it like the plague. Go away.
Now, obviously, this is a new depiction of the whole nativity scene kind of situation. If you could change this to a different kind of theme to make it something newer, what do you reckon you would like to see a nativity theme set come in?
Well, they've got to be taking selfies, don't they? So they need to be having one of them with the iPhone and getting Jesus and all the three kings or whatever and getting them to take photos of little Jesus and, Jesus will be giving the peace sign as well. And he'll be, hey, on Instagram with all the hashtags as well. So maybe a bit of social media / tech involved. But that's my thoughts. What about you? What do you reckon is missing?
I reckon it'd be interesting to see them go down the lines of, popular culture as far as movies and TV is concerned. So like a Harry Potter nativity set or something like that, where like the three wise men are like Sirius Black, Dumbledore, and Hagrid or something like that. And so you've got like Harry and Ginny are there with their baby and whatever in the actual what do you call it, the stable there. And I don't know, then instead of a cow, they've got one of those big mythical beasts that's there in Harry Potter. it could make things interesting for sure. Is there any other kind of popular culture ones that you can think of like that? Like we've got a Harry Potter one. Maybe they do a Twilight one as well. I could definitely see that happening.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's a bit controversial.
It would be crazy controversial if they did that.
What about Game of Thrones? I mean, that's very popular, so we could sort of make a scene along the... Although that'd be a bit too gruesome if they get too involved in the scene as well. So, who knows?
The Walking Dead nativity set?
Ooh, it's crying out for something like that, isn't it?
The three wise men are just all walkers. They're just all zombies. They're just... The three gifts that they're bringing are just like someone else's leg, someone's head, and someone's arm.
Oh, no. Oh, I've got to get that image in my head now.
I reckon we should put that one out there to people who are listening. Yeah. If you would want to put together a nativity set of something in popular culture or just something that you love in general, like they've done here with this whole hipster situation with the hipster nativity scene, let us know on Twitter, at Weird News Weekly on Twitter. You can just send us a message right there or even comment on the YouTube video or anything like that or on our audio podcast areas, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Just let us know what you think about this whole situation and what kind of stuff you would do for an updated version of the nativity scene. At Weird News Weekly on Twitter, you'll find the source article for this story right there and you can read about the whole thing. But Reid, we move on to our final story for the week. This one is all about Google and their big searches for 2016.
Yeah, now this is not their full comprehensive list of everything they do for 2016. This is consisting of food and drink. Now what they've done is they've released the most search lists, popular searches for dishes, diets and booze of 2016. Now, these are all about, diets and favourite foods and favourite drinks to have. And Google have put these into a little press release and they've released the most searched food items. And I've had a quick squiz through some of these. Some of these I've never even heard of, but some I have. They've released the most searched recipes of 2016. I won't go through all of them, but the number one recipe for 2016 was green bean casserole.
Oh,
I know. Who would have thought that'd be the most popular search? But
okay.
The next one's a bit interesting. Brussels sprouts.
Right.
I mean, who's searching for these?
Well, unless you're finding things that you can actually do with Brussels sprouts that is not going to make them taste disgusting, I guess.
Yeah, good luck with that, parents, trying to force Brussels sprouts down your children's throats. It's not going to happen, trust me.
No.
I did most of my childhood not eating them. Mm-hmm. Number 3, hash brown casserole. Now, there's an idea. I've never even heard of that into a recipe. So I'm going to look at that later. I'm going to look at that later on and see if we can make that ourselves.
Okay.
Coming in I'll also go through some of them. There was one called buttercream frosting. I don't know what you would put that on, but I just like the name, buttercream frosting. And that was some of the list. We move it on to diets. Now, diets. It's 2016, Ben. They're still very popular amongst people. A lot of people still dismiss them. One of my favourite diets in Australia is the lemon one. Have you heard of the lemon diet?
No, I haven't heard of this one.
Where you drink nothing. You have everything that doesn't contain lemons, or food. Sorry, the opposite. Everything with lemon, and any foods that don't have lemon, you don't have. So it's a bit of a weird one. But anyway, back to this one. The number one search for diets was the Go Low diet, and Go Low is spelled GOLO. So I thought it might have been that phrase that the young kids use, YOLO, which is quite a. I had a look at what it is. Apparently, it's a diet program created by a medical doctor in America by the name of John Hopkins. Now, what it is, it's all about insulin resistance. So it's trying to resist your body of any insulin at all. So apparently 86 million Americans have insulin resistance. So apparently there's a bit of a market there that he found. And since he's put it on, it's gone gangbusters. So that's one of the most popular searches. Now, this is the one I wanted to talk to you about because I had a look at this. Can't believe this is an actual diet. Turns out it is. Number 2, surprised it's not number 1 to be quite frank. Number 2, the taco diet.
Oh, wow. That sounds fun.
I know. I had a look at what the taco diet was, and I thought, surely that's not eating tacos every day. The taco cleanse is a real diet and involves eating tacos all day. The creators developed the book after eating tacos for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 30 days straight, and are encouraging others to do the same. Apparently, they lost a bit of weight, and they thought, let's release it as a diet and see if people will react, and they have it. It's the number 2 search for diets of 2016.
They're just like, hey guys, Mexicans are skinny. Why not? We'll see how we go with it all.
There was another one in diets, the pizza diet.
Okay.
Which, you can figure out what that is. It's all about eating pizzas all day.
Yeah.
A quick little tangent. There was a story during the week. It's been going on all year, but it sort of doesn't get covered a lot. There was a guy in, I think, Melbourne, and all he was eating every day was potatoes.
Yes, I did hear about this one.
Now, he started off the year quite overweight. He was quite heavy. I don't know why he chose potatoes, but for whatever reason he did. Apparently, he said he really likes potatoes, so he wanted to eat them every day. He's lost a lot of weight, but I don't think it's probably the best thing to do, to eat nothing but potatoes. But, hey, the guy's lost a lot of weight, so perhaps that might be a new fad or new diet for 2017. Or time will tell. This is one of my favourite questions. The most popular search question was, how many calories are in a? The most popular search for that one was a Big Mac.
Oh, of course.
So it seems we do like our Big Macs, but we also want to know how many calories are in them, considering the Big Mac, I reckon, has shrunk quite a lot over the years. Also looking in that search was a glass of wine. A lot of people like to know that sort of stuff. Eggplant.
Oh.
I mean, are people still eating eggplant? I had no idea. I just don't like eggplant. It's a bit weird. Also in that search was a boiled egg.
Okay.
And rounding out that list was steak. We move on to beer. The most popular search beer was a Budweiser America. Can't say I don't know if we have Budweiser in Australia, but who knows? We might.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Finishing off the most searched list was cocktails. So it seems people still like their cocktails. Number 1, sangria. This is a drink that's been around for a very long time. Number 2, martini, shaken not stirred, I reckon. Coming in at number 4, sex on the beach. It seems to be a very popular martini. I reckon it's just because of the name. I don't reckon it tastes good. I reckon people just like saying it. Yes, I'll have a sex on the beach. Thank you. No. Seriously, move on. Rounding out that list was number 10, a White Russian. So I have heard of that. Don't know what it is. But they've released some of these weird searches, and I don't know. I mean, I'm a bit disappointed in that list. Some of those are quite standard. None really too weird. I just like that taco diet one. The fact that people are eating nothing but tacos day out. I want in on that diet if that's an actual thing. If you're losing weight, then sign me up.
Well, yeah, it's one of those ones where it's just kind of like, okay, if you want me to eat tacos every day and I'll be losing weight, then I'm totally fine to do that. Yeah, sign me up as well.
Yeah, don't force me to do it. I'll just do it willingly. I won't have to sign up to any program. I'll do it. But I like that pizza diet as well. There's an actual diet in America where they're eating nothing but pizza, and not just in pizza form, but in all kinds of pizza-related areas, like making pizzas into a meal.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's a great idea. I'd be up for that.
Yeah, I'd look into that one as well. As long as it's not like anything paleo or any of those crazy ones that are just overly ridiculous.
No. As long as it's not like a vegetable.
They give you ridiculously yellow skin like Pete Evans from My Kitchen Rules.
It'd be like that film, the Macca's one, where the guy ate nothing but McDonald's for 30 days straight. I mean, you have it every now and then, sure, but eating it every single day, I think that's a bit much. So, no, but every day, I don't know, it's a bit weird.
There was actually another Google search related story that I saw throughout the week. It was the most Googled actress of 2016.
Ooh.
And previous years, people who have taken out this prestigious title, they were Ruby Rose in 2015. She was the most searched actress last year. And previously in 2014, it was Jennifer Lawrence. Now, I'm guessing Jennifer Lawrence was the most searched celebrity because there was a leak of nude photos of Jennifer Lawrence. So I'm going to say that's why so many people were searching for her back in 2014, because there's a lot of pervs out there.
Yeah, I know that story where a bunch of celebrities had their photos revealed and they were leaked on the internet.
And Jennifer Lawrence was the main one because everyone was just like, oh my God, she's so hot right now. I want to see Jennifer Lawrence nude, whatever. But this year, the person who's taken out the illustrious title of the most Googled actress of 2016 is Meghan Markle, who is currently dating Prince Harry.
Oh, that chick. I had no idea that name, but because she's dating a prince, she's the most actress of the year.
And that's the whole thing. It's only really happened like in the last, month and a half, 2 months, where this kind of chick's come into the limelight really big. Because if you had have heard her name previously, you would have just been like, okay, yep, good on her. I don't know who she is, what show is she on? And then it would have been this big thing about trying to figure out where she was actually from. But now that she's dating Prince Harry, it's like, oh my goodness, I need to know who Meghan Markle is.
Because I must admit, I fell into that category of, don't know who she is, but, good on her. I think she's in a TV show, Billions, in America, I think.
Yeah.
Billions or Suits, one of those, I think.
It might be Suits, I think. And then I'm sure there's people listening to this podcast right now, they're going, no, it's such and such.
But what a terrible thing to do, to be, having a career of being an actress and working your way really hard to the top of being in a really successful show, but only being searched because you're dating a prince.
Yeah.
She might be a great actress, but we'll only ever know her for dating a prince.
But then if she actually ends up marrying Prince Harry, for example, I'm wondering if she'll have to give up her acting career altogether and it's just kind of cut her acting short and she'll just be a royal now and that's it.
Oh, that's a good question, because what does Williams is William? Yeah. Yep. What did his partner do before they got married? Because I think they met at like a rowing school or a private school with rowing, and that's what she did. I might be wrong, but I think that's.
Well, I think she's basically just a part of the royal family now and does like all these big speaking events and all these kind of different tours and all that kind of stuff where they go out and see other people who are in the other countries who are involved in the Commonwealth and things like that. It's
like that line, famous for being famous.
Yeah.
Because what did she do for a job? I have no idea.
As far as I know, she came from a rich family background, hence why she was at the private school where they actually met. But then you've got that story in comparison to the story of the chick from Tasmania who married the prince, whatever his name was.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Is it Princess Mary?
Princess Mary, yes, and
Frederick, that's the one. And she's married him, and they just met up in Sydney while they were both at a sporting event, and it just kind of stemmed from there.
So maybe this is what I've got to do. I've got to actually go out to sporting events and maybe try and meet someone who's a royal, and I'll never have to work a day in my life ever again.
Just look for the richer people who are sitting down in the first couple of rows.
Yeah, provided security don't get in my way, I'll be able to get in there and I can just look for them wearing Ralph Lauren t-shirts and you'll be okay.
Yeah. Because if you look at, say, like a Melbourne United home game, for example, Melbourne United being the basketball team that Reid and I both support during the summer. Now, whenever you watch one of their home games, there is always the same group of guys who are sitting in the front row at each and every game on the hard camera side. You always see their backs, and there's one particular guy who, whenever like a big shot gets put in or something like that, he'll jump up like crazy, always looking dapper in a suit. And it's just like, dude, you're at the basketball. Just wear like jeans and a basketball jersey. Come on. But he's, always there in his suit, cheering on the boys and going nuts. And even Richie from The Bachelor and the girl that he picked in the end, even he got front row seats the other day. And I was just like, what? Do I have to go on The Bachelor to get front row seats to the basketball now? My goodness.
Is that how it works? You've just got to be a bachelor or bachelorette contestant and you get all the good stuff. I think one of my favourite celebs at the basketball is Fev. Brendan Favola. He's there and he's always documenting his things on Snapchat and you can see his day at the basketball. So, be a famous ex-footballer, I guess. Even
Leighton Hewitt has been getting around the Melbourne United games a fair bit as well, even though he's from Adelaide, but he spends a lot of time in Melbourne, of course, and especially at this time of the year getting ready for the Australian Open. He'll have a lot of stuff to do behind the scenes there now that he's not playing because he does commentating and things like that these days. So he'd be in Melbourne a lot more, so why not take advantage of it and take your kids to the Melbourne United home games?
Geez, I reckon the Adelaide 36ers would be really disappointed in Leighton Hewitt for not supporting their team and supporting Melbourne. You're from Adelaide, Leighton. Support your own. Don't fly over the state and support Melbourne. They'd be really disappointed, I'm sure.
Well, earlier on in the season when Melbourne were actually playing Adelaide in Melbourne, Leighton Hewitt was actually there. And he said, I come out here usually when I'm in Melbourne supporting Melbourne United, but it's pretty hard when we got the Adelaide boys here today. So, I'm kind of rooting for the Adelaide boys.
They're my second favourite team. Come on, Leighton.
If you want to read more, though, about the top Google searches for 2016 when it comes to diets and booze and food and all that kind of stuff, check out our Twitter account right now, at Weed News Weekly on Twitter. You'll find all the details you need right there. Reid, that's pretty much the show all said and done for another week. Anything to add before we wrap things up?
Yes, if you want to be famous, date a royal, if you don't want to work, date a royal and you'll never work a day in your life ever again.
Yeah. Meghan Markle can just pretty much give up her day job as an actress and never have to worry about that stuff again because she's dating Prince Harry now.
I love how people describe her when she's on the set of a TV show. Where's Meghan Markle? A guy goes, who? The chick who's dating the prince? Oh, yeah, she's over there. That's how she'd be described.
I reckon we should try and get as many submissions for this nativity set as we can. So if you have any suggestions for what you would like to see as a modern day interpretation of the nativity scene, please let us know wherever you can comment on the show or even just send us a tweet as well on Twitter, at Weed News Weekly on Twitter. You can send us something right there. Let us know what kind of stuff you would put together as a modern day nativity set to go along the lines of this whole hipster one that is now available for $130 online, which is, a bit of a steep price for a little, figurine nativity set.
And you're only going to be using it at Christmas every year. I mean, that's a big expense for 1 month of the year. Jeez. $130 for 1 month.
Exactly.
Pass.
Well, Reid, I am glad you've been able to take some time out of your busy Super Mario Run schedule to get this show done. So I thank you for that. And we may as well leave it there so you can go back to it, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm just about to check my notifications for it to see how my characters are doing on the app. So, yeah, I need to go.
I've got to admit, I actually started playing it over the last couple of days. Got past the first, I think it's like 3 levels. And then all of a sudden it goes, hey, if you want to play any further, you have to start paying for the levels now. And then I looked at it for like the whole pack of levels and it was just like, only $15. And it was like, $15? Are you serious? For a game off the App Store, I have to pay that much for it. It's like, yep, you kind of do.
But this is the thing, I've been quite annoyed at people who have been doing those kind of things. I'm not saying I'm annoyed at you, Ben, but I'm annoyed at people who get to that stage and they say, $15? Wow, I'm deleting this app off my phone, never playing it ever again. It's probably the cheapest Nintendo game out there. People are crapping on about, it's $15, it's so expensive, me. It's $15. You pay $90 for a game for your Nintendo system. $15. It's amazing value. And also, to those people who are really annoyed at, you've got to use an internet connection to use it. No, thank you. Seriously? Come on, people. It's a great game.
So to actually play the game itself, you have to have an internet connection the whole time?
Yes. See, I've been doing my research on this game. I know a few little things about the game before I got it. You need an internet connection. It's going to cost you $15, but you can play it anywhere you want. You know, it's not like Pokemon Go where you have to actually go out into the world. You can play this at home. You don't have to worry about that sort of stuff. But yeah, $15, and it does use an internet connection. But apart from those things, it's a great game.
So, in other words, if you're not careful, it could be chewing up your data like crazy if you're playing it on the bus.
It could be. So I think it should come up with a little pop-up message every time you play saying this does use an internet connection, because a lot of people aren't probably aware of it. So for those who aren't aware, by listening to us, you are now aware that yes, it does use an internet connection. It will cost you $15, but it's great value. I mean, $15 for a Nintendo game. Yeah. I mean, come on, that's great value.
Yeah.
Anyway, rant over.
I might be waiting until after Christmas to actually spend the $15 to actually get the rest of the game, because it's just at this time of the year with a mortgage, Christmas presents, all that kind of stuff going on. It's just like, I don't have $15 to spare for a Super Mario game on my iPhone right now, guys. Calm down.
But I got $90 to spend on games for my computer and games for my consoles at home. Yeah.
No, I don't even buy those ones anymore, to be honest. I haven't bought a game for any console or anything like that for probably about a year and a half now. So
I know we're going off on a little tangent here, but last week Target were selling some more limited edition NES consoles. Now, obviously, they sold out really quickly, as was expected, and my goodness, the amount of people's reactions on their Facebook page. Well, I saw one woman, and she said, I have never been more disappointed in my life. I gave up my morning to buy this product, and I didn't get it, and now I'm going to be late for work. Not happy, Target. Really? Seriously, you haven't heard about this console? You haven't heard that it's the most popular game console of the year? And you thought you could just go onto the Target website and buy it straight away? Seriously? I mean, it did say limited edition, and they did say a limited amount would be released. And you're crapping on because you were going to be late for work and you're disappointed with Target? Seriously? Come on, people.
It's the very consumer-driven time of year that gets everybody cranky just for little things like that. But I guess we just have to live with it and move on and just get past Christmas and see how we go in 2017.
Look, I think the day itself won't be too bad. It's just all the build-up. It's all the Christmas shopping. It's all the driving. Everyone gets in a weird hurry to get everywhere. It'll come and go. You watch. We'll be talking about this in 2 weeks' time thinking, oh, gee, Christmas went really quick this year, didn't it?
So another show all said and done for another week. If you want to follow along with us socially, you can do so at Weird News Weekly on Twitter. And also listening to the show and watching the show, Weird News Weekly, just search for us on iTunes, Stitcher and SoundCloud. Also on YouTube to see the video version of the show. Search Weird News Weekly on all those platforms. Rate, review and subscribe and interact with your comments and all that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. I've been Ben Rogers. This guy's been Reid Marnie, and we'll catch you next week. See you, bye. Gabs is out in the lounge room at the moment. She must have just turned the TV on because it's all of a sudden saying on my Skype call, AirPlay Apple TV detected. Start using this device for Skype calls now. She'll just project you onto the TV out into the lounge room. She'll be like, what?
Surprise!
Just give her one of your waves.